Hi, welcome. This is going to be an interesting session for you. You will see some of the positive things of human resource department and some of the negative things of human resource department. This session has named it as virtues of HR department and non-virtues of HR department. For you to learn about these all, if you are really HR professional and the head of the department in HR department, or you are having any leadership role, so you will learn what are the virtues that can give organization success and what are some of the negative aspects, non-virtues, that can be dangers for the human resource department where employees will not be motivated. So this is an interesting session. They'll be talking about these two aspects in detail. So let's move to the next slide. That's about virtues of HR department. Now, when we say good things of HR department, we always feel that like the HR department of the company has strategic vision, and that ability to align HR strategies with the overall goals and vision of the organization. So it means the strategic vision is between the top management and the human resource department, and human resource department that's managing as a horizontal, managing other departments as well as marketing department, finance department, IT department, all of these departments having the proper collaboration. So if you want to see the virtues of that department, so you are strategically aligned, you're having proper communication skills with the employees, you are managing proper empathy, vitality, and emotional intelligence in the organization. That means you understanding the employees and you understand the exact situation of those employees working in your company. You understand their feelings, you understanding their excitement, you understand their approach, you understand their behavior. This is a virtue of an HR department. You understand the collaborative excitement, collaborative efforts of the employees, and then based on that you are trying to give them support that they can be effective or what the thing they want to be effective. Definitely that's a task they want to be effective, so organization is helping them accordingly. And that is the confidentiality. Of course, one of the virtue of HR department is to maintain the confidentiality of employees record or employees personal data, performance reviews. Definitely that's one of the main virtue of human resource department, that the data should not be shared. And this is not even legal if some of the data being shown to other people not concerned, so that might be legal action against those people. So the best virtues of human resource department we have talked about is communication skills and empathy, emotional intelligence that you manage, and definitely that's going to be about the discretion and confidentiality of the employees data. So how do you feel? So when you say, oh, these are the things, you might be wondering that these are things we always follow in the organization, and these are known as virtues, positive things of HR department. And you see, one of the other positive thing of HR is adaptability and flexibility. This is another one that the HR department knows how to be adaptable, know how to work, know how to pace up with the changing business environment, know how to understand the workforce needs. They understand what are the employment laws, and they'll be told, they'll be trained, they'll be mentored, and they had been clarity to all of the employees about those policies. And this department remains effective and compliant if you know these all things. So this is another virtue, another positive things of human resource department. They got to be very adaptable, very flexible in your approach. And other, which is very important HR virtue, is analytical and decision making skills. So HR professionals must be able to analyze data on employee turnover. So if you think that employees are leaving and you have no idea why they are leaving, if you're taking exit interviews and you are not listing down those all points of what employees had told you, if you don't know how to utilize the talent of the employees in the organization, if you're really not gonna be proactive and see who are the employees, who are the potential employees can join the top levels in succession planning in future. If you don't know these, you are not, this is not good virtue. But if you know these are the best HR virtues which will help you in your decision making. And if you know how to take surveys, how to keep employees happy, how to keep employees satisfied, how to make employees retain in your company, all of the things which we have talked about in previous sessions as well. So these are the best virtues of HR department. And one of the other thing is, these were all related with the communication with all processes, you can say. One of the other thing is legal knowledge. Legal knowledge is really important one, because one of the HR virtue is that HR supposed to answer you any question employees have, and that question must be so transparent, clear, and 100% aligned with HR policy, with country laws, with international laws, with all of the laws that come under human resource, come under organizational dealings with employees. So that's why I have mentioned over there, interpersonal skills. The HR department often handles multiple tasks and projects simultaneously, about the recruitment process, administration, everything. But the other task, which an important virtue of HR, is organizational skills, technology savvy. With the increasing use of HR information systems, applicant tracking systems, you will be knowing this all, that how these things will work. HR virtue is that they should utilize all of the virtues, all of the automated things for the human resource management to speed up the process in HR, to speed the process, to help organization, to speed up the process in cycle time, answers and feedbacks to employees. And this automation you will definitely learn in the coming session as well, in workflow automation. But these are the main and best HR virtues that you have to apply in the organization to be effective in your company. And this continues, virtues of HR department continues, and following or them with which are aligned with organizational strategy. You see, recruitment and talent acquisition. HR responsible for attracting, definitely. And HR supposed to identify the talent. HR supposed to bring the good person. HR supposed to bring one of the best person who is the best potential employee that can achieve the organizational goals. You need those people. HR virtue is to provide a proper training and development. You focus on the development of employees. You brainstorm some of the top programs, trainings, sessions, facilities, corporate dinners, collaborative work, helping quick meetings, long meetings, helping employees. This is the job. This is the best virtue of employee in training and development that we have talked about. And of course, one of the other main important thing which I like is employee relations. One of the best virtue of employee relation is that HR fosters a positive, a cordial, a fair, a motivated work environment. And how can you implement that? How can you maintain that? You can maintain with proper communication, interpersonal skills, healthy relations, building rapport, focusing on ergonomics, focusing on facilities of employees, focusing on recognition, focusing on conflict resolution. All of these things build the foundations for employee-employer relations. So this is one of the top virtue of HR department. Another one, performance management benefits, which we have talked about. Of course, this is something that HR should implement the criteria, and should implement the performance management, and should give proper understanding to employees to understand what performance management is about. And definitely one of the top, again, virtue of HR department around the world is diversity and inclusion. So you have to maintain the inclusive environment where you are involving all of the people in your decision making, in the concerns of the of company, in the discussions, in the planning, in the projections, and you maintain the diversity. You are hiring different people, different nationalities, different approaches, different leadership styles, different education, different expertise, different exposure, different management thoughts, different opinions. All of this is going to be the best virtue of HR department, because you are professional students in HR. So you need to understand these positive things of HR, good things of HR, and that's why they are named, titled as virtues of HR department in this diploma for you. And of course, the organizational culture, HR has significant impact on shaping the organizational culture. Through various initiatives, HR can promote culture of innovation, but this is one of the virtue that you have to maintain in your organization, followed by safety and health. This is about the health and the well-being of employees. uh, that also you have to convince them to maintain the safety protocols and help join and participate in the health programs and all that. So these are some other virtues of HR department that may help you to apply in your company. Unfortunately, there are some of the non-virtues of HR department as well, which I want you all to avoid. I want you to cover them up. If you're having any of them in your company, it means HR is having some non-virtues activities in your company. For example, lack of transparency. That will create loads of doubts in the employees. Employees will not be managed properly. Perceived bias. HR professionals must be neutral, and when I say must be neutral, they are supposed to present themselves and clarify that they are neutral. By saying they are neutral and they are not neutral, I don't know you're neutral or not. You have to clarify, you have to work that you are neutral. You have to pass on this to everybody, and everybody's 100% comfortable that you are neutral. Then this will help the organizations in modern times. And then another one, inadequate support to employee concerns. You never support employees. You are demotivating them with this non-virtue of HR, and over emphasis on policy or people. This is debatable, definitely, but the overemphasis is just a policy, and you're not taking care of them. You're not helping them to understand that policy. That is one of the non-virtue in the organization. We're talking about from HR point of view that these things are affecting on HR department, and that's why they are titled as non-virtues. Inefficiency in handling issues. So they more criticisms are there that you're not managing handling, you're not managing issues, you're not handling issues properly. Lack of confidentiality, and over reliance on technology as well. So these are some of the things which may lead to non motivation, which may lead to the bad environment, which may lead to the toxic culture, which may lead to the gossiping culture. So for that reason, you have to avoid and you have to control all of these non virtues which we have talked about in this slide. And very interesting, I would like to give you corporate stories as well. Those companies who are having this non-virtue practice, those companies can be failed. And I have seen some of the companies they failed because of these non-virtues in the HR department. And one of the thing I would like to share is on the next slide. You will enjoy that. One of the top non-virtue, which is very dangerous in the organization, is mushroom management. This means that keeping employees in dark and controlling them with non-virtuous tactics. So you might know the mushroom, when a water, this example they give. So mushroom management means hiding information from employees, and if you are keeping employees in the dark and not giving them all clarity, employees might be demotivated, and they won't be able to work. And these are some non-virtuous tactics as well. There are many examples. One of this example of this leadership, narcissistic leadership, willing to sacrifice organizational goals for personal gains. for personal gains, this is one of the danger thing in the organization. So you as professionals, I want you to avoid this and focus to control and correct these all non-virtues, as you have learned in this slide, and then you learned in earlier slide, and then you had learned in the other slide, that was this virtues. So you apply virtues, you got to be careful in non-virtues, you got to be very careful in this non-virtue, and then you will be a perfect HR professional. So here we go. The smart HR professional adopt good virtues of HR department, good qualities of HR department. So very glad to report that you have completed number 22nd, V, virtues and non-virtues of HR department. I'll see you soon in the next session. Thank you very much.